What's good, y'all? It's your boy, former NFL, AFL defensive back here, Eric Crocker, and I'm here in Dallas, Texas. I'm on a layover, headed to California, but I kind of want to touch on some topics, and I'm pretty sure we've all seen it up and down our timelines on Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media you're on. Facebook is probably on there as well. But Joe Montana came out and said, Trey Lance isn't ready. He's not ready to play. His teammates told me so, and they should stick with Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, and there are a couple of things that I kind of want to get to. One, what does it mean to be ready? Two, how do you get ready? And three, who are his teammates maybe saying this and why? All right, so we'll actually start with the third one. Who's saying this? If I'd have to guess, I'd say probably most of his teammates. All right, let's hypothetically say it's been Deebo Samuel, who, I know he's been on Radio Row, he's been on kind of a press run, really taking on the responsibility of being kind of the face of the 49ers organization, and which he's doing an amazing job of. And I think he's answering questions the right way with the potential Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he's doing an awesome job doing that. Matter of fact, man, dude just coming off of like a damn near 1,800-yard season, and everybody's just asking him about the quarterback situation. That's tough. Like, celebrate Deebo for the accomplishments that he's made. But anyways, one thing about Deebo Samuel, I've heard him say before, is he doesn't watch football. He didn't grow up really watching football, and I'm assuming he probably doesn't watch a whole lot of football now. All right, so when it comes to kind of what it looks like to play the quarterback position, maybe some of his guys in college, and he didn't think those guys were NFL quarterbacks or whatever, but now all he has to really go for is Jimmy Garoppolo. And, Jimmy Garoppolo does things, I'm pretty sure, the way he prepares. He got to sit behind Tom Brady for 4 years and kind of see what it looks like, how he prepares, how he carries himself, good habits, study habits, and things like that. And that's all he knows. And matter of fact, even last year when Jimmy Garoppolo was hurt most of the year, well, Deebo Samuel, he ain't playing a bunch of games last year, maybe 5 games, and I'd assume most of those games were with Jimmy Garoppolo as well. So all he knows with the 49ers is, I was rookie, we went to the championship, went to the Super Bowl. The next year, I did well. Most of it was with Jimmy Garoppolo. And then the last year, all he knows is, well, I went to another championship with Jimmy Garoppolo. So in his sense, he's looking at it through the eyes of, is Trey Lance as ready as maybe a Jimmy Garoppolo in the sense of his study habits, his on-field play, the efficiency level. And I would assume that most of us would say no, right? Logically, a rookie coming in, and if you look at rookies around the NFL, they aren't able to execute at as high of a level as Jimmy Garoppolo, except for maybe Mac Jones, right? And even then, Mac Jones got his ass kicked against the Buffalo Bills. So that leads me kind of to my next thing. What does it mean to be ready? All right, if you look at, I keep looking over here, but if you look at rookies across the NFL, most of them are not ready to lead teams to championships. And is that what the expectations are for Trey Lance right away? If so, again, going back to what maybe Deebo or some of the other teammates, yes, Trey Lance right now has not shown that he is ready, maybe because he hasn't had the opportunity, but has not shown that he's just 100% ready to lead the 49ers to a championship, because that's probably going to be the expectations for this team that's really good. All right, so you look at Trey Lance, and is he ready for that? Probably not. Are those going to be the expectations for a rookie? It shouldn't be, or a second-year player, 2 starts. It shouldn't be, but it might be. And if that is the case, then I think they are justified for saying he's not, quote-unquote, ready. And he's not going to be able to prove that he's ready until he goes out there and displays it on the field consistently week in and week out, which is something that could potentially take time. Now, the next thing I want to kind of address is, how do you get ready? All right, because I think it's easy for people to say, oh, Trey Lance isn't ready. I don't think he's any more or less ready than anybody else aside from maybe Mac Jones. And even then, Mac Jones, you can say he's ready, but he walked into Buffalo, they're throwing dicks at him on the field and stuff. He got his ass kicked. Like, he got bulldozed over. So, you know what I'm saying? How ready was he for that moment when he has to really go toe-to-toe for a guy who, Josh Allen, who was playing on 10? Josh Allen playing on 10. How can you compete with that? Your defense is getting shredded. Can you go toe-to-toe with Buffalo? He couldn't do it. He was not ready for that. So again, it comes back to, what does it mean to be ready? I think that's the question people aren't asking. And then how do you get there? I think for Trey Lance, how he becomes ready is play. I don't think there's any scenario where he's just gonna, I'm ready to go now. No, I think he can get as close to it as possible, but it's going to take the live reps. It's going to take him, having ups and downs. It's going to take him learning from mistakes. It's going to take his people believing in him and going through that development process and learning curve that eventually will transition into him being ready. I don't expect him to be, quote unquote, ready this rookie year. And I think anybody that does, I think they're kind of, I don't know. I think they're not looking at the full scope of exactly what it means to be ready. Now, if you're asking, is he ready to start a game? 100%. I 100% say Trey Lance is ready to start football games. I think the question that they're saying is he ready to lead this team to a championship? And I would say no. But he can prove us all wrong with that. And I do think he can continue to get better and eventually be the guy that in the offseason, when he's played more games, people are saying Trey Lance is ready to take that next step. But that's what I kind of want to touch on with this is, it is wild that I feel like he gets criticized a little different than everybody else, than all the other rookies. Maybe because people had this narrative of Trey Lance heading into the draft, the process, that, he's just way less ready than anybody else. So, it's going to take time. We knew it. His mechanics, this and that and the other. I don't know. I've seen the guy play, and I think he plays well. I think he does a lot of high-level things. It just looks like a guy that needs to continue to play. He has showed the ability to do everything that the 49ers wanted him to do when they thought of drafting him, a big-arm quarterback that can move and has some athleticism, that can work the pocket well and maneuver and make plays on the move. He can do all those things, and he's shown it. Now the biggest thing is getting him to do those things consistently. I think that's going to take a lot of reps with him being the guy. And eventually, he will be ready to take the 49ers to a championship. Maybe not year one, but it'll come. What does ready mean to you?